Today is a Transgender Day of Remembrance. It's a day to remember transgender folks who have lost their lives due to violence. This is going to be a bit of a heavier video, so if that doesn't feel safe for you today, that's totally fine. Feel free to skip and I'll see you next time. This day is coming as politicians in both Canada and the United States are pushing for policies that have been documented to put the lives of trans folks at risk. So let's talk about it. According to Human Rights Campaign, in the US alone in the last year, at least 36 transgender and gender-expansive folks were unalived. That's an increase from the year prior, and half of them were Black trans women. The report itself acknowledges that it almost definitely undercounted the true number of losses, because they might go unreported or be misreported, and some victims may not be initially identified to have been trans or gender-expansive. Now, trans folks are more than 4 times more likely than cisgender folks to be victims of violent crime in the US, and they're more likely to be victimized in Canada too. Despite this reality, this group, which makes up less than 1% of the population in Canada and the US, is being further victimized by politicians. In Canada and the States, right-wing politicians are pushing for policies that deprive this minority group of access to life-saving care. Take, for example, the push in Alberta to ban youth under 16 from accessing puberty blockers, which are safe, reversible, and for decades have been used to treat several conditions. Or the fact that over 1,000 pieces of legislation were introduced in 2023 and 2024 across the US that targeted LGBTQ folks, with several Canadian provinces following suit. These are policies that a new study has shown were found to cause an up to 72% increase in attempts from trans youth to leave us. But it's about protecting kids, right? No. It's about being cruel. Even as the United States hit the milestone of electing its first openly trans woman to Congress, her colleagues immediately moved to ban her and any trans staffers from using the bathroom there. On top of that, when these studies came out showing that these policies increase attempts by trans youth to leave us, a major LGBTQ rights organization pleaded with politicians to stop playing politics with kids' lives. But Alberta Premier Danielle Smith and Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre have refused to walk back their positions. As this day makes painfully clear, trans folks are far more likely to be the ones targeted, yet lawmakers continue to further victimize them. This is not evidence-based. This does not make kids, women, or anyone else safer. Don't let any craven politician convince you that it does. It's literally just cruel. What do you think of all this?